I've taken the rail pieces out of the clamps where I let them sit overnight. And what I want to show now is the importance of the relationship of these rail ends to the tabletop and to the leg. So here, this relationship is very important, and since I cut these rails long, I'm going to cut off about 1/16 of an inch here to get that perfectly flat, this to that, and it'll go perfect up against the leg. The other important interface here is the relationship of the triangular piece to the rail piece. And you might remember when I was gluing the triangular pieces on, I was very careful about the position of it relative to this. So I'll be paying attention to this, and if I need to, I'll sand to get that relationship perfect, or if that won't work, I'll run the rail through the table saw to make sure that these are both on the same plane, because you want a perfect relationship, a perfect fit between the rail pieces and the tabletop and the rail pieces and the leg. I'm cutting the rail pieces to their final length, and even though there's only 2 lengths, I want them, each of the 2 pairs, to be exactly the same length. And so I built this little stop here so that when I cut the second long rail, I just have to put it up against that stop and it'll cut to the exact same length. I've already done this one, and you can see the surface finish here is just perfect. Both of these are perfectly flush, and by the way, so are these. I checked all these out, but both ends are now very good, and they'll fit perfectly up against the leg and the tabletop. The legs have been cut to their final length. The rails are done, or at least they're cut, and I made this centerpiece. All the pieces are now made. What's left is I have to put all the provisions in to get this thing to stay together. The provisions that I'm referring to are called pocket holes, and in a minute I'm going to show you how I make those, but here's a couple of practice pocket holes that I made to set up the fixture you're going to see here in a second. But what this is, it's literally a drilled hole at an angle, and you put the screw in there, and whatever it is that you're screwing into, these do a very, very good job of making a good joint. And so I'm going to use a whole lot of these in this project, and you'll see that coming up next. This is the fixture I use to make these pocket holes, and if I show you here from a side view, you can see it sets up the wood that you're going to put the pocket hole into at an angle relative to the drill bit. It works very good, and it's just part of your drill press setup, and I have that clamped down, as you can see there. All the pocket holes have been drilled. There's 56 of them. The pocket holes are all done, but I'm not happy with them. And I learned something here. This drill bit got dull on me while I was doing this project, and so I went out and bought another one. Here it is, the Kreg, and I'm going to remake these rails. The pocket holes have all been redone, and I'm glad I redid them because these new ones you can see are nice and crisp and clean, and that's what you want, and the screws fit in there. The prior ones with that dull drill bit, they just didn't turn out very good. You'll notice that the triangle pieces are separate. I decided to drill all the holes and then glue them on. Otherwise, the process is the same. The new rails are done with their new pocket holes, and I'm ready to proceed. So there's two more major things that need to happen to this project. The first is I have to round everything off, and I'm going to do most of that by routering. I'll show you that now.